What's going on, everyone? Akbach here. Now today we have our first of many NBA2K19 rebuilds here on the channel. I started the Kings My League today. I'm pretty sure I uploaded that video before this one. But we're going to be rebuilding the Cleveland Cavaliers as voted by you guys. I put a straw poll in the Redskins rebuild a couple days ago. The Cavs and the Pistons got the same amount of votes. And while I am a Pistons fan, I decided to go with the Cavs just because I thought that made sense. They did just lose LeBron James. This rebuild is unrealistic, and happy Friday. Here's a quick look at the Cleveland Cavaliers roster, starting with Kevin Love. He is the star player of the team once again. I think he's going to have a really nice year, but for the sake of a rebuild, we will be tanking. I think the Cavs are actually going to do pretty good this year. I think they're going to make the playoffs. I know not a lot of people are going to agree with me on that one, but I expect Kevin Love to play really well in real life, but this isn't real life. We're trying to lose. Larry Nance Jr., he's going to be a restricted free agent at the end of the year, so I think it only makes sense to trade him. Colin Sexton, the 8th overall pick in this year's draft out of Alabama. He's going to be the player we build around, as well as whichever players we draft and sign, but Colin Sexton will be remaining on the team. Jordan Clarkson, probably going to trade. Tristan Kardashian, probably going to trade. George Hill, going to trade. Cedi Osman, I might keep. Kyle Korver, I'm going to trade him. J.R. Smith, since when was he making $15 million a year? J.R. Smith gets paid about $15 million a year to smoke weed in the locker room at halftime. Wow, I was actually going to keep him to be, like, funny, but not with that contract. Channing Frye, he is back on the Cavs after being traded this past season to the Lakers. Probably going to trade him. Nick Young, as far as I know, he is not on the Cavs. I don't know why he's here. First, Frank Mason not being on the Kings, and now this. David Nwaba, I didn't know the Cavs picked him up. That's a pretty nice signing. Probably going to trade him. Ante Zizic, probably going to trade. Sam Decker, probably going to trade. John Holland, probably going to trade. So, this team will be very different. Probably going to look to get draft picks. Maybe trade for young players, but I doubt the Suns are going to trade as DeAndre Ayton, or the Mavs are going to trade as Luka Doncic. So, we'll see what we're going to be sending Kevin Love to the Boston Celtics for the Sacramento Kings first-round pick. That should be a very high pick. As well as Terry Rozier. I didn't really want to trade Kevin Love to the Celtics since they are such a good team. But we're getting Terry Rozier in this deal as well. And that makes me want to do this. We're probably going to trade Rozier since he is going to be a free agent at the end of the year. But that's a good 2 to 2.5 star trade value right now. So usually I would show trades on like the trade is accepted screen, but it doesn't work this year, so that's going to be kind of annoying. We're going to be making a deal with the Hawks, sending George Hill, Kyle Korver, and Nick Young, as well as a 2023 draft pick. For Miles Plumlee, DeAndre Bembry, Amari Spellman, who if you guys followed the NBA draft and my analysis, you may know that I was really high on Spellman. But we're going to be getting our first-round pick back. It is top 10 protected, so if it does go in the top 10, the Cavs will get the pick back. And I just wanted to bring it back just in case. And assuming we do bad, that 2020 pick should have a lot of value this offseason. And even if we still suck, we can hold on to it and tank for another year. We're going to be making a trade with the Sacramento Kings. I think it's a pretty good one. Terry Rozier straight up for Buddy Hield. Rozier and Hield were the same rating as well as the same age. But I'm doing it because I think more teams will be interested in Buddy Hield. And he is under contract for an extra season, so if we were to keep him, we don't have to pay him this offseason. I put Tristan Thompson, J.R. Smith, and Jordan Clarkson all in the trade finder, and there are 2 trades I really like. The first one is going to be us getting Hassan Whiteside and Rodney McGruder, and the other one is Josh Hart and Michael Beasley. I think I'm going to go with this one, though. Hassan Whiteside has a lot of trade value, so I think we can get something really nice for him. We have made a deal with the Orlando Magic. I think we gave up a little much, but I think it's a nice trade. Hassan Whiteside, Cedi Osman, and Larry Nance for Wesley Iwundu and Mohamed Bamba. So the pick and roll of Colin Sexton and Mo Bamba. That's going to be pretty sexy. We're going to be sending Buddy Hield, David Nwaba, Ante Zizic, a future first and 2 seconds to the Miami Heat for Tristan Thompson, Briante Weber, J.R. Smith, Luke Babbitt, and their first-round pick. The draft pick is the main part of the deal. The other players are just throw-ins. And we're getting back Smith and Kardashian, so that's pretty cool. So I mentioned earlier that we got an offer for Josh Hart and Michael Beasley. So instead of Jordan Clarkson, it's now Sam Decker. And instead of Hart, it's Sviatoslav Mikhailuk. And as a Jayhawks fan, obviously, I want to bring in the man himself, Svi Mikhailuk. So, we traded back for JR and Tristan Kardashian, and then we're going to be trading them right away. That's kind of funny. They've been in 3 trades already. Michael Beasley is headed to San Antonio for 2 first-round picks, one of which is lottery protected. But hey, you take all the assets you can get. We are going to be making a very strategic trade. It may not look like much, but Miles Turner for a second from the Warriors. Now, Miles Turner's on a 2-year deal. I'm pretty sure it's not a team option, if I'm correct. And it is not a team option. So he's going to be on the Warriors next year, which means they need to pay him $12 million, which that means it's less likely that they bring back KD, Boogie, and Klay Thompson. So maybe we bring one of those 3 guys. Here's a look at the rotation we're going to be going with for this season. I put Mikhailuk and Spellman in the G League. So the only 2 people I really care about their development is going to be Colin Sexton and Mo Bamba. So hopefully both of them have good years. They both should. I made them the top 2 scoring options. So hopefully those 2 do good. And hopefully we suck really bad, which I think we should be pretty bad. So right off the bat, I get a trade offer. It's Channing Frye for Mo Wagner. Usually I just decline trades that pop up because they're not very good. But this is a great trade. We're trading an expiring contract for a very young player who was used in the first round of this year's draft. So I would gladly accept that. Welcome to the team, Mo. We lost by 60 to the Raptors. That's flat out sad. We're going to be awful this year. I'm enjoying this. We have not won a game yet. Okay, there we go. We beat the Nuggets, who, by the way, have really sexy jerseys this year. As you can see, the award screen has not really changed. Mo Bamba wins Rookie of the Year, putting up 20, 12.5, 1.7 steals, 2 blocks, and 23% from 3. Those stats look pretty good, but those shooting percentages are awful. Obviously, we're a terrible team, so those numbers are really just because he's on such a bad roster. Colin Sexton also makes all-rookie first team, putting up about 21 points a game and about 5 assists. His efficiencies are a little better, I guess. That free throw percentage is pretty good. We unshockingly did not make the playoffs. We went 8-74. So I guess Sim is pretty mean this year. Let's see who 2K is winning the championship. Probably Golden State. It actually takes a while to sim. That's kind of annoying, so I'll get back to you guys in a sec.
2 hours later.
And would you look at that, the Warriors sweep the Raptors and win the finals. So let's get to the exciting part of the rebuild. Our very first offseason here on 2K. It looks like it's pretty much the same thing, so is that an airplane? I think that's it. Why would they have a picture of an airplane for league realignment? That makes no sense, but okay, whatever. I'm not going to question. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. It's the draft lottery. You guys all know that the draft lottery isn't kind. It says the Cavs have a 25% chance to get the first pick. If you guys don't know, the lottery is different. The Cavs actually should have about 14% chance, but I mean, I'm not complaining. That's a better chance for us to get the first pick. We have about 40% to be picking number 1, and would you look at that? The draft lottery does not hurt us. They don't help us, but they don't hurt us. We're still picking 1 and 3, so I guess the draft lottery and I aren't getting off to too bad of a relationship this year. The draft format is changed this year. Sort of a presentation is a little different, which I think is pretty cool. So I'm probably going to keep these picks. Maybe I'll make a huge trade, but I sort of doubt it. So let's see who we end up picking. There are some very enticing offers for the first overall pick. We could get the 4th pick in Tim Hardaway. I know that doesn't look like a great trade, but value-wise, that's really nice. I'm probably going to end up doing that. We could also get Victor Oladipo or even Devin Booker. That would be crazy. We're going to play it safe and go with this trade from the Knicks. I think this would be a great trade for the Knicks in real life, but this isn't real life, and the players who are going to be picked at 1 compared to picked at 4 aren't really a huge difference in the game. There's not much of a difference between, per se, Zion Williamson and, like, Sekou Doumbouya. So I think this is a nice deal for us. We will be trading away Tim Hardaway. We're going to be sending Tim Hardaway to the Toronto Raptors for 2 first-round picks. So essentially, we traded from 1 to 4, and we also got 2 extra first-round picks. So I think that's a really nice trade for us. So we're going to look at the presentation here, see what it looks like. So the Knicks take R.J. Barrett with the first pick. Probably would have drafted him number 1. Can't really lie with that, as that's a really nice pick by them. Can we go to the Bulls pick? Alright, here we go. The Bulls are on the clock, and they take Nasir Little. Alright, cool. Very solid player as well. With the 3rd overall pick, we're going to be selecting the athletic freak from Duke, Zion Williamson. 44-inch vertical according to the game. I just wanted to make a fun pick, so and there with the 4th pick, we're going to be selecting Cameron Reddish. Very solid pick, as he was pretty much the best player available. We traded the 16th overall pick and Mo Wagner for the 13th overall pick from the Nets. So hopefully that trade-up pays off for us. It seems like Bol was going to get picked in the middle of the 1st round, so that was my plan. But unfortunately, he wasn't on the board, so we're going to have to settle for Daniel Gafford instead. I offered 3 players in free agency: Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, Kyrie back to Cleveland, and DeMarcus Cousins. It looks like the Warriors are trying to give him not a lot of money again. That's kind of funny. But the only person who's first for us is Kevin Durant, which I'll gladly take. Kevin Durant should accept, and he will, so we just added KD to the team. Not too bad. In stage number 2, we are also able to bring in DeAndre Jordan. We don't have quite enough for Julius Randle, but we got KD and DeAndre Jordan. I will be trading Jordan, because I don't really want him. We already have Mo Bamba. So, yeah. We have made a huge trade with the Phoenix Suns. I'm assuming you think it's for either Devin Booker or DeAndre Ayton. And you are right. We are getting Devin Booker for some draft picks, as well as Amari Spellman, DeAndre Bembry, and my boy, Savayatos Lavmakailuke. We'll miss you, Savai. Thanks for hanging out in the G League for us. Your service was important for our progression of winning like 8 games last year. So it's not letting me sign DeAndre Jordan anymore. That's kind of strange. I guess because we traded for Devin Booker since he's on a big contract. So you learn something every day, kids. Don't make free agency trades until you get the players you want. So now we can't get DeAndre Jordan, or basically now we can't get trade value for DeAndre Jordan since I was going to trade him. So instead of DeAndre Jordan, we had to sign Thad Young instead, who isn't bad. But we're going to trade him for 2 first-round picks. I don't know if we would have gotten too much more for DeAndre Jordan. And it's from the Clippers, too. And the Clippers aren't a particularly good team. So maybe we hold on to those picks, and they're more valuable next offseason. Here's a look at the rotation we're going to be going with for this season. Colin Sexton, Devin Booker, the Durantula, or should I say the Snake. When's the last time anyone's called him the Durantula? I don't know. Cameron Reddish will be playing power forward. Zion Williamson is more of a power forward, but for whatever reason he was like a 73, and Reddish was a 76, so I figured it'd just make more sense to put Reddish there. Mo Bamba at center, off the bench, Zion, Daniel Gafford, and Tony Allen. The game signed him, which I guess is pretty cool, so hopefully we go on to win the championship. So we end up as the 5 seed in the playoffs, taking on the Celtics in round 1. Tied at 2. Come on, can we win game 5? Nope. And we win game 6. And we win game 7. Now taking on the Toronto Raptors. This simulation takes eternity, and it looks like we're going to get swept. That was fun. This trade does not look like a good one, but I'm going all in this year. I don't need any of these assets. I'm just trying to win the championship. We're going to be trading 2 first-round picks as well as Daniel Gafford for Chris Middleton and Ersan Ilyasova. As I mentioned earlier, this is a terrible, terrible trade for us, but we got to focus on winning now, so we don't have much of a choice. I have made a trade with the Washington Wizards, and I sort of regret it, but I'm still going to go with it. 2 first-round picks, actually 3, as well as Cameron Reddish and Chris Middleton for John Wall. We just traded way too much, but I kind of wanted to trade for John Wall since I never get to get him, so woohoo, I guess. With trading away Cameron Reddish, we don't really have a power forward, so we're going to make a trade with the Grizzlies, sending Zion Williamson, Ersan, some other stuff, for Jaren Jackson Jr. Here's a look at the rotation for this season. Hopefully, this is the year we end up winning it all. This will probably be the last year of a rebuild. John Wall, Devin Booker, Kevin Durant, Jaren Jackson, and Mo Bamba. Off the bench, Colin Sexton. I wanted to keep him in the starting lineup, but I got to focus on what's best for the team. We also signed Derrick Rose, which is kind of funny. Probably going to give Reggie Hearns minutes over to Willie Reed since we do need a big man. So, boom, there we go. We did not have a great year. We ended up being the 5 seed, 45-37. And that's my fault. I made a number of questionable trades. The Chris Middleton deal was completely terrible. And the John Wall trade wasn't really that good either. The Jaren Jackson one wasn't awful. As we're going to get swept by the Raptors again. So I kind of want to have another season. Give this team a champion. I'm not going to make any changes because I think this team is good enough to win a championship. And if not, then that is going to be kind of sad. I guess the 2K sim just really hates us as we only win 45 games and we might not even beat the Knicks. Come on. Knicks are going to blow through. We lost to the Knicks in the playoffs, so the farthest we went was the second round. So overall, not a great rebuild, but there's always next time, so vote for that next time in the comment section below. As the damn Knicks, what did we ever do to you?
I'm a Barbie girl in the Barbie world. Loving plastic, it's fantastic. You can brush my hair, undress me everywhere. Imagination, life is your creation.
Yo, hey, man!